Dirty laundry is a must-do chore, and unless you like to shower with your clothes on, then you don't have to worry about it. My goal is to teach you to make your washer and dryer more efficient by some hints and tips. I own my own business. I sell appliances, but I mainly refurbish washers and dryers. So I kind of know a little bit of them, about them, actually a lot. You can save a lot of money by simply just following some advice. The first advice is don't overload your washers. And this is probably like the biggest one. People we don't like doing laundry. So what we like to do is stuff it all in there, just grab everything, grab the pile, and then you even like push it down, right? Make sure that you're only gonna have to do 2 loads instead of like 3 or 4. Well, what happens is when you do this, you put a lot of wear and tear into your washer and dryer. I mean, the washer is already packed with water. Let alone put your clothes in there, and you have all this weight, right? That is just gonna deteriorate the plastic components. If it's a direct drive washer or a belt-driven washer, and I don't want to get too technical, but it'll really just tear it down. And also your clothes don't get as clean because it's all packed in there. And if you guys ever seen a washer, if you ever open up the lid of your washer, you can actually see the agitator moving, right? Well, when your clothes are too packed, the agitator is not moving as it should. The clothes are not circulating, coming back and forth, and like kind of like doing like the whirlpool effect. So your clothes aren't getting clean, not really, and you end up having to do them again. If the stain was in there, you end up wasting a lot more water, a lot more electricity, and let alone the wear and tear. Now, you're done with the wash. You beat up your washer, and now you're gonna put the stuff in the dryer, right? You grab all the big pile, put it in the dryer, and since you overloaded the washer, you're also gonna load the dryer, and it's gonna take a longer time than it should to even get the job done, and it's gonna put the same amount of wear as it did in the washer, right? So overloading, that's one of the big ones. Properly sorting your laundry, not just because you don't want to get your whites made into pink garments, but because what you want to do is sort it in a way where the towels and the jeans and the shirts, not only the colors, but more importantly, the size of the garment. What happens is a washer spins, and if you think about centrifugal force, there's a center of gravity that's keeping everything, in a circular motion. So when you have heavier garments mixed in with lighter garments, like towels hold up a lot of water. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna push on one side of the washer, and it's gonna throw it off balance. So instead of spinning nice in the center and balanced, it's gonna kind of just tip a little bit. By just that bit of tipping, it's actually gonna make the RPMs of the basket slow down. So instead of a washer spinning to 700 RPMs, it's gonna go down to about 500. What that does is less abstraction of water. So the water doesn't get extracted, and then you have wetter clothes when you go and throw them in the dryer. So again, it takes a longer time for your clothes to dry because you didn't sort it out. You got to clean your lint trap. That's a good one. You have to make sure that you pull the lint trap and you clean it out, because if you don't, you're gonna end up with a bunch of lint in your clothes. And then you're also gonna block the airflow. The way a dryer works, it's got a heater, whether it's gas or electric. The heater turns on, gas or electric, and it's got a blower, right? And the blower is connected to an exhaust that goes out to your house somewhere. So when the lint trap is dirty, the airflow is not flowing and it's not extracting the wetness of the clothes. So you actually don't have a fan that's pushing the hot air into the dryer. You have a fan that's sucking it out. So you see your clothes tumbling, and the heater comes on. Well, the heat is being sucked in by the blower. If you guys kind of get the idea of how that works. If you have a lint trap that's dirty, forget about it. It's gonna to work extra hard. Lint is horrible for the insides of dryers. I mean, I've taken dryers apart, and there is lint that, I mean, a pack of, we have a hotel in there. If they, bad, bad. Yeah, just remember to clean your lint trap, and you'll make your dryer last a long time and save money on electricity too. Now those are easy, right? You can sort your laundry, you cannot overload your washer, you can clean your lint trap. But here's one that's a little bit more technical, but it's actually important, very, very important. Check for good airflow at the exhaust ducting in your house. If you guys are homeowners, there's usually, the dryer goes up against the wall, and there's the electrical plug, and then a dryer usually has at the bottom an exhaust, right? And then there's a flex that connects it to your house. Well, the venting inside your house usually goes up into the attic, or if you're lucky, shoot straight up. Or if you have it outside, you don't even have one of those, but most of the houses have them going up. Now, once again, gravity, it's not helping us here. You have all the lint, and the dryer is trying to push all that stuff in there, and if it's clogged, it's gonna take a long time to dry. I mean, seriously, it could take 2 or 3 cycles. And a lot of times, I get calls and people tell me, hey, my dryer's not drying. I get there, and there's nothing wrong with the dryer. It's their house. So now they have to pay me money, and just to tell them that they need to call somebody else, because I don't do that. But it's important. So what you want to do is make sure there's no squirrels or possums or anything in there. And then what you want to do is disconnect the dryer actually from the wall. So it's really easy. There's 2 clamps. One clamp on the dryer, one clamp on the house. Either one from the dryer or the house. Usually it's easier from the dryer. And then run your dryer without it being hooked up to the house. Now, if your drying time goes significantly down from like where it was taking maybe 2 hours to dry to 40 minutes, guess what? There's probably a squirrel in there, or just some lint. So that's important, and that's a really good tip you can do it yourselves. If your dryer is doing that, try that out, and you can save some money. And then we also have, if you have the option of using automatic dry cycles on your dryer, use it. I know a lot of the times we're used to our parents teaching us how to do laundry, and some of us, have been around for a while. So what happens is that the timer back in some time ago, it didn't have the automatic dry cycles. It only had time dry. So our parents said, okay, 70 minutes should be good. 90 minutes, you're good. Well, you don't need that anymore. That's why the automatic cycle's there. Because the automatic cycle, when you set it there, instead of it going by a time, it uses the sensor. So the dryer is tumbling the clothes, and the sensor measures the wetness, the humidity of the clothes. And it's rubbing up against the sensor, right? Rubbing up against the sensor. And it's telling the timer, okay, you need to put more heat or less heat. So it saves electricity, and it also saves time when you do this. And it's easy. I mean, if you have a buzzer in the dryer, put it on the automatic cycle, walk away. It's probably going to save you some money and some time. And so I hope that information that I gave you was helpful to you guys. Doing your laundry can be time consuming, but overlooking my advice can cost extra time and money, potentially leaving you in need of a repairman or a new set. And I can talk to you about good sets too, but that's a different story. Or you can just shower with your clothes on. And then,
Jump in the dryer.
no, don't jump in the